Warriors, try number two. All right, so we got about 30 people in our Warrior Academy right now. We are hosting our first annual Warrior in-person conference. So as I told you guys, I'll have more casual, out-of-pocket videos. But today I want to talk about the truth behind the XRP and SEC case. Now, I want to remind you guys my experience within the financial system and what I do now, so it gives you a little bit of context on why I'm explaining this, okay? So now the key to understand is that everything is a stage. The world is a stage. Your life is a stage, right? We're all playing these characters within this physical role. Now, one thing I want to share with you guys is the SEC XRP case is all by design. If you remember on December 22nd, I was in quarantine. I was locked down because we had, our facility had to be in quarantine for 14 days. And I'll never forget the day, December 22nd, 2020, when all of a sudden my text message started blowing up. I'm quarantined in a hotel and everybody's like, "Why did you get me into XRP?" I said, I didn't. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. And I said, I'm hanging on like a tick on a dog. That was my saying to every single person. "What are you doing, JV?" I ain't selling a dime. I actually started accumulating more XRP during that week because I knew when I saw that Jay Clayton threw out the SEC lawsuit on December 22nd that the theater had just started. And I started sharing this stuff in December, and I've been talking about this the whole time. This is all by design, Warriors. So I'm going to tell you my insight of what I know about the game. And that's why I teach people to know the game so they can't be played. XRP is going to be the biggest crypto case in history. Now, what do I mean by this is all the truth behind and what this is all by design? Is that the XRP and SEC case is designed to bring in a new Howey test or regulation for cryptocurrency. The shots fired, the wellness thing they threw out for Coinbase is all by design. That is to say, shots fired at an exchange and let exchanges know that we're coming after you. So what we're walking is a delicate tightrope and trying to watch what the players are doing. Because remember, when it gets to the news, it's absolutely too late. I want you to think about the facts, figures, number, logic, and the players in the game, right? So XRP, Ripple had been working with the SEC since its inception. That's why people who don't like XRP, they call it the banker's coin, right? Well, they've been working with large banks. They're running in multiple hundreds of banks all over the world, right? And there's a narrative only in America, that XRP is a security. So let's talk about the players in the game, okay, where they move to, and let's talk about what I think is going to happen within the next 3 to 4 months, okay? So we got first Brian Brooks. So Brian Brooks left the head legal counsel of Coinbase in 2020 to become the head of your OCC of Operation of Currency Control. Okay. So the operation of currency control for America. So in his tenure, a short tenure as an operation of currency control, what he did was is he allowed federally chartered banks to custody your cryptocurrency. So your Wells Fargo, your Chase, your Bank of America is able to custody your cryptocurrency. Let me pause for just a moment. I didn't finish my statement around my experience. So I spent 12 years in banking, moved up from a banker to a manager to running multiple banks, and I went to what's called Executive Banking School. CBA Executive Banking School. So I learned how to scale banks from the ground up, and I got to see the infrastructure and how banks are built, how they're funded in the infrastructure. I also moved up to a vice president level, and I got to see things at that type of level. Okay. So now there's big things happening behind the scenes that you don't see until it hits the news, and it's always too late. Okay. So let's go back. I want to share with you my experience. So Brian Brooks is the head legal counsel at Coinbase, becomes the head of the OCC. During that time, federally chartered banks can custody your cryptocurrency. So they're able to custody your cryptocurrency, and I guarantee you they're working on protocols to do that. So Brian Brooks leaves the OCC and becomes the CEO of Binance US. Now we know he had a very short tenure there, so we're trying to figure out what the connection is there, and I'm sure we'll see it very soon. He's probably going to head somewhere else to a cryptocurrency firm or where he's gone. I don't know where he's gone yet. But basically what he did was he went there for a very short time. Then we got Jay Clayton, the next player in the game. So Jay Clayton on December 18th, I think it's One River Capital, if I'm saying it correctly, One River Capital, on December 18th, increased their position in Bitcoin and Ethereum by about 600 million. On December 22nd, Jay Clayton, the head of the SEC during that time in 2020, launched a case against Ripple. And then right after that, when I started getting all these text messages, he decides to leave the head of the SEC. Well, then we find out. So why did I bring up One River Capital? It's either New River or One River. Just follow me along on this. So then we find out around March 2021 that Jay Clayton is consulting for One River or New River Capital, right? So now he moves from the head of the OCC or head of the SEC after throwing out a Ripple lawsuit. Okay, then he becomes a consultant for One River or New River Capital, right? And he is responsible for trying to bring in a Bitcoin ETF. Then we have Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler, head MIT professor, also somebody who was heavily involved in investing, right? He leaves the head professor for cryptocurrency at MIT, where the elites come from, and becomes the head of your SEC. Okay. We also have Bill Hinman. Bill Hinman was part of the SEC, left the SEC to consult for Andreessen Horowitz, 2.2 billion crypto fund. So you're starting to see the players in the game, whereas they are all working together behind the scenes to move the casino over to crypto. And if you know that, Warriors, you can play the game properly. So now a lot of people are becoming bullish on XRP. Some of the top crypto YouTubers are really hammering down on XRP. A lot of people say, don't trade it, don't date it, just buy it, right? And they understand that this is a biggest shift, not the biggest shift in generational wealth, but the opportunity for the normal everyday person to amass a large amount of wealth. And let's think about this for just a moment. All of you guys watching this are a very small percentage of the population. So what the SEC knows and the high level people, the 1% know, the reason why they're so frustrated with crypto and trying to regulate it as quick as possible and get their claws in it and move the casino over is because for once in a lifetime, you can act like an accredited investor. You can act like an accredited investor. You're buying into cryptocurrencies at pennies on the dollar that could be worth $300, $400, $500 a coin. Some people in their very young age, they become multi-millionaires. The Dogecoin millionaire was all over the news. We had somebody on our channel that made $150,000 in 3 months off playing gaming NFTs. So Warriors, this is a short-lived process, about 5 years, and I'm going to walk you through my opinion, what I think is going to happen. So the SEC and XRP case is all planned out. They're all rubbing elbows behind the scenes, okay? And you're getting emotional, and you're getting pulled in, and you're getting pulled out of it. You're saying it's going to get dropped. It's not going to get dropped. This is going to happen. They're going to do what benefits them, Warriors. They're going to try to figure out how to move the monetary system over to the blockchain and the crypto space as they keep the quantitative easing going. As they raise the debt ceiling, as they devalue your dollar, what's happening is the billionaires and multimillionaires are all moving to assets. So this is your opportunity to start to think like them, to start to act like them, and start to get your future set up like them. So that's why the SEC, out of the blue, threw out this thing against Coinbase when Coinbase hadn't even done it yet. They hadn't even launched it. They said, "Hey, we're going to sue you if you do this." And then they start this thing where not Brian Brooks, the CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong starts throwing these tweets back and forth, whereas they're all connected behind the scenes. You have to know that. And I'm going to keep doing these videos. At some point, they'll probably be taken down, but it's all connected behind the scenes, Warriors. When you see it on the news, it's way too late. Now you have news reporters jumping on board or journalists jumping on board, sharing and taking the XRP case as their journalist activity, right? Because they know this is going to be one of the biggest shifts in financial history. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I want you to go back and watch the videos that I've been sharing for about a year now, talking about this is all by design due to my experience and understanding being a CEO of companies, understanding scaling $1 million company, and understanding how money flow works. When you start to gain a little bit of wealth or a little bit of money, Warriors, you get access to new information. You get access to new levels of the game. That's just a fact. That's just a fact, Warriors. That's why the 1% of the population owns 97% of the wealth. That's why whoever controls the money, controls the information, can control the people. Because what you do is you sit there and you watch the news and you buy the news, right? You buy the news and you sell the rumors. We buy the rumors and we sell the news. We do the opposite of everybody else. So I just wanted you to understand, Warriors, what I think is going to happen. I think there's going to be a SEC XRP case settlement very, very soon. Even if it doesn't, I think it's going to go price appreciate pretty heavily. I think it's going to shoot up like a bow and arrow very, very quickly, very fast. What I think is going to happen is they're going to rush it up really quickly, and they're going to pull. They're going to pull to shake people out, right? Because they know around $5 to $7 to $10, a lot of people are going to pull very, very quickly, because that's going to be a lot of wealth for a lot of people, right? So what am I doing? I want to share with you guys exactly what I'm doing. So I'm doing a 50% exit strategy of my portfolio. Well, let me break this down to a T, okay? So let's pretend 50% stays in the market. The other 50%, I'm going to do a ladder exit strategy on the way up. So I have you can do it in our Warrior Academy. Click down below. You can fill out your own exit strategy. On the way up, I'm exiting certain targets as it hits the price target, right? The reason why I'm doing that, Warrior, is because I understand the game. And I know that when it goes absolutely parabolic and when it starts to hit those tops, everybody's going to FOMO in, and the bulls are going to be selling, right? You're going to be buying their crypto as they sell because all the news is coming in and the exchanges are going to shut down. So by having a ladder exit strategy as you go up, you're able to exit targets on the way up, and you may get about 80% gain versus somebody trying to catch 90, 99%, trying to get that 100% top, which you're never going to catch. And then you're going to come collapsing down the back end. So I'm exiting 50% of my portfolio. And I know people are going to come in here and say capital gains and all, but I'm very strict about what I'm doing with my money. I believe that the massive price appreciation is going to outweigh the capital gains because I'm going into wealth preservation. I'm also going to be buying back in the dip when I think it's going to come down 80 to 90% from the all-time high to go back into a bear market for 3 years. During the bear market, I'm going to be stacking as much cryptocurrency, fundamental cryptocurrencies as I can. I'm going to focus on building more wealth generating assets. And every time I get money from a wealth generating asset, I'm going to put it right back into cryptocurrency until about 2025 when we go back into the next bull market. That's when I personally think it's going to start to get more normalized like the stock market. The next 4 years, I believe, is going to be all about this whole damn political theater and bringing in regulation. They're going to work very hard to regulate it so they can take control of it and they can start the whole casino on the crypto side. Now, this is just my opinion, not financial advice, but I want to share with you what I think is happening. This is the opportunity for the normal everyday person to amass a large amount of wealth and start the generational wealth building process. Now, remember, the biggest shift in generational wealth is not cryptocurrency. This is one of the biggest shifts in our financial ecosystem, and we get to experience it. The true biggest shift in generational wealth is the baby boomers that are retiring, and they hold about 45% of the wealth is tied up in 35% of the population. So Warriors, this is a historical time, but I think it's coming very, very quickly. I believe around October, we're going to start to go parabolic with Bitcoin, and then it's going to flood into the altcoins. And then I don't know where it's going to go from there. That's why my exit strategy is very, very important, because I exit targets. I don't look for dates. I'm not looking for this YouTuber to tell me when to exit or this person to tell me when to exit. I exit based on what I think is going to happen within the market. So the XRP SEC lawsuit is all by design. The truth is, Warriors, they're all rubbing elbows behind the scene to move you into the new quantum financial system. Our financial system has to shift, Warriors. It has to shift. You cannot keep printing money into oblivion. You cannot keep raising the debt ceiling. And you have a group of people who are awakening to this new reality, and they don't want people to wake up. But once the people wake up, they're already going to be set up on the other side. So when it's too late, we're all going to be set up, and all the normal people are going to come rushing in, and they're going to try to get in like the stock market. And so it's going to get normalized after 2025. That's just my opinion. So why do you think all these billion-dollar companies are moving into Bitcoin? Why do you think they're taking their company's assets and the board of directors is allowing them to do that? Think about that. MicroStrategies. Go look at their board of directors and ask yourself the question. Go down the rabbit hole, Warriors. Ask yourself, who's on the board of directors? They have to approve those types of moves, Warriors. Those are big, big, big moves happening. And now we have the junk bonds going into the crypto space. The signal of Coinbase selling junk bonds to the private debt market was huge. And the reason why they increased it to 2 billion is because there was demand. So that means the debt market understands that the crypto space is here to stay and that the casino is moving over to crypto. So I just wanted to share this casual video with you guys. Warriors, this is all by design. I've been researching this 8 to 9 hours a day. We have a research team that researches this stuff. Whereas I'm not going to pretend like I have this, these special inside stuff. What I do have is a special journey that I've been on, and I understand banking, and I understand how the game works at a very, very high level, Warriors. And guess what? You don't see everything that happens behind the scenes. We are all watching a political puppet show. You're all watching a political puppet show, Warriors, and this is nothing new under the sun. But the beautiful thing about it is we actually get to be the directors for once. We actually get to take the actual director's chair and we get to design our lives. But the unfortunate thing is most people around you are not going to take advantage of this biggest shift. They're not. And it's going to be very confusing. And as you move into this new space, people are going to judge you. That's what's going to happen, Warriors. So that's why it's very important to surround yourself with a like-minded community. We have 30 Warriors here in a private conference right now. It is buzzing in the room right now. I realize this is what we need to be doing. We're going to go bigger. We're going to do a bigger conference with 2,000 people. Because when you get like-minded warriors around each other, magic happens. There's business deals happening right now in our conference room. I mean, big business deals, Warriors. We are the generational shifters. We are the ones who are awakened to this new reality. So I'm going to keep bringing you this information. I'm going to be sharing you through what I think. Now, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. You don't have to believe a word I say, Warriors. But I'm just sharing honest and open experience with you guys. I don't believe any of the bullshit that's going on. I believe they're all locked arm in arm behind the scenes, and I'm going to play the goddamn same game they are. I'm going to bring the money back to the people. I'm not going to sit back as an armchair quarterback and complain about it. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to amass a large amount of wealth, and I'm going to create freedom for as many human beings as I can. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. In the next 3 to 4 days, I'll be out of pocket like this. We're actually taking 15 warriors to a private retreat up in Sedona. And so I'll be doing videos like this. Don't forget, we got the Ken Mack and the Coach JV show at 9 a.m. We got a special guest. We're going to be talking about the Great Reset, and we're going to bring you somebody who just went through an LBO themselves just by going through Ken Mack's 5-day program. We're going to teach you the game, Warriors. Now, I'm not going to pretend. I'm going to share with you guys. I've been with you honest journey. I keep saying 1.5 years, 2 years ago, I lost all my money. I changed my mindset. I was always able to make money, but I flipped my mind and finally started thinking like the billionaires. And I started doing opposite what everybody else did. And my whole life has changed financially, spiritually. I have passive income now. And after this year, I will be financially free. But all of you guys can do this. Remember, 2 years ago, I was right where most people are right now. And I was able to do it. And if I can do it, you can. I have dyslexia. I struggled through school. I had to work very hard for the things that I have, as you do as well. But Warriors, the normal everyday person has the opportunity to amass a large amount of wealth. And this is not about money, Warriors. We're here in our conference right now. We're not talking about crypto, Warriors. We're talking about mindset. We're talking about generational wealth building. We're talking about shifting patterns and getting rid of this impoverished damn mindset that our generations has passed down onto us. Because some of you are living the scarcity mindset from the Great Depression, from your grandparents passing that down to your parents, passing down to you. But it's time to break free. There will never be a time like this in history. There will never be a time like this in history, Warriors. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. So we'll have these casual videos popping through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we'll be back on track on Thursday. Make sure you share this video with a friend or family member who's maybe struggling to understand. And I hope to make the complex simple for people, because all I want is freedom for you guys. That's all I want. That's all I care about. I want you to have the passive income. I want you to be able to take your kids where you want, when you want. I want you to be able to make decisions on when things do go awry. You can make decisions on where you want to go. So if you want to join one of the best private communities in crypto, click the link down below. Join our private Warrior Academy, access to exit strategy, my crypto portfolio, 3 crypto calls a day, deep dive crypto call on Thursday. And we also have the best community in the whole wide world. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. And Warriors, rise. Let's go. Get your shit together.